and off they come. Today we're going to do a reverse-seared rib steak, and the way you do that is you're going to cook it at a low temperature up front. We're going to do it around about 225 degrees oven temperature or grill temperature, and until it reaches about 115 internal temp. Then what we're going to do is we're going to crank up the grill to about 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and then we'll sear the steak on each side on the cast iron grid. The reason that you do it this way is because you do it low and slow, and you lock the flavor in, you lock the juices in, you build up some really concentrated flavor from the charcoal, which gives it a nice smoky flavor. And then you take it after that, you sear it on each side, and you get a great taste to that steak. I mean, it is just, this is the best way to cook a steak. It takes a while, but it's worth the effort. It pays off big time with the effort. So to prep the steak for the grill, what Ali did for me up front was she put a little bit of oil on it, a little olive oil, some salt, some pepper, and we just left it to sit on the counter for a good couple of hours up front. What that'll do is that'll have the salt soak into the meat a little bit, create a little bit more juice, and boy, does that add flavor.
The steak has to have some sides, and for us, the sides are vegetables that I'll do on the grill. So baked potatoes, some roasted bell peppers, some roasted zucchini, and some roasted asparagus, all done on the grill to benefit from that smoky flavor.
Baked potato.
To prep the baked potato, we rub it in some olive oil and wrap it in foil. Then the potato goes on the coals as soon as the fire is lit and gets turned every time I open the grill. That way we get a crispy potato skin afterward that is just so good.
Boop.
To make the fire, what I'm going to do is I'm putting quite a bit of charcoal in here, as you can see. I want this fire to be clean, so there's this electrical heater thing. It looks like an overgrown hair curler, and I just run this in here. The charcoal now, I'm lighting it up, and I'm going to set it to just start smoking. Then I'm going to use this little device that I've got, and it has two probe points that run in underneath. One is for the pit, which actually checks the temperature of the grill itself. And then the other is two metal probes that go into the meat. And what I'll do, this end here, there's air that actually gets blown out of here by this device. It has an electrical outlet on it. We plug that in, we blow the air in there, and it actually maintains the temperature for you and makes sure that the grill doesn't get too hot. So I'm putting the onion in right now, because what the onion does is it adds some really great flavor to the steak as well. And then these two potatoes, we want them to cook as well. So I'm going to put them in now. The cooking process for all of these will start at this point now. Next thing I'm going to do is put the configurator in, because the first part of the cooking is going to be convection cooking. We'll put a drip tray in to catch any fat that'll fall. The low grid, and then the pit probe to the grid. That'll tell me tell the machine what temperature it's at. And now I'm going to put the lid on top and close it so that the fan can regulate the temperature. So what I didn't tell you is that the Big Green Egg device actually has a Wi-Fi connection to the network, and you can actually see the temperature and control the device from your phone. So I'm going to set my pit temperature to 225. And I'm going to set my meat alarms to 115 so that it'll let me know when those things have been reached. And now we just let the grill do its thing.
I've been waiting for this.
Okay, so the grill is now at temp. So with it at temp, the next thing to do is put the steaks on. And before we do, what we do is we'll take these probes and insert them into the meat right along the bone, but not touching the bone, through the center of the steak.
Now I have answers for all the days that I have missed. Every moment
Okay, let's go inside and go and get those veggies ready to get them on a grill.
So these are just cut in half, and I just gently took those out, the seeds out, which you don't really have to. You can eat it with. And then take the tops off. And I'm just going to slice them lengthwise in nice, decent size strips so that they can hold up to the grill. These are going to be chopped up anyway, and these I leave whole as is, and then once they're grilled, I will cut them up. Now it's just seasoning, just EVOO, SMP, so sea salt, and that's about a teaspoon.
The thing I love about this is the color that you're going to get from all of those veggies.
Well, yeah,
It's so pretty.
it is. And you're going to get a nice little char on them. And then that's it. And that's all it takes. Easy peasy.
I've been waiting for this.
All right, so we got to the temperature for the meat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the meat off now, and you can see it actually hasn't got the color that you would expect a steak to have at this point, but you can see the smoky color around it. So I'm going to take this off, pull the probes out of it. And here's a trick. I'm going to take the pit probe and ditch it outside, and what that'll do is that'll fool it into thinking that it's cooling down, and so it'll blow a heck of a lot of air into this, and we actually want that. That'll be very helpful because that'll crank up the fire for us. Take this off. So you remember we actually had the potatoes that we put into the fire when we set this up. I'm taking them out right now because now I'm going to put the cast iron grid on there. Cast iron grid in. We'll put these back on with the cast iron grid on. Close the grill. And now I'm going to open the top of the grill wide and let the temperature climb. So the temperature I'm going to watch for now is the temperature on the front of the grill, and I'm looking for that to get up to about 450 degrees. And you should be able to hear the fan now blowing pretty hard because the probe for the grid is on the side outside of the grid, and it's registering a low temperature. Alright, so next thing to do is to oil the grid a little bit just to prevent the stickage from happening. Oil that a little bit. Steak on and searing. I love that sound. And again that side. That is absolutely the sound of good food. So hey Siri, set timer 4 minutes.
4 minutes, counting down.
Alright, so one thing that I'm going to concern myself with is while this is going on, I do not want this to get too hot. So I'm closing the grate on the grill underneath, and I close the lid across the top, just so I can actually bring the temperature back down a fraction because it's actually pushing up. Put over the other side. Hey Siri, set timer 4 minutes.
4 minutes, starting now.
And off they come. over again. They should be pretty much cooked themselves. Take the steaks inside and let the juices redistribute. I think they're pretty close to cooked. And so now, what we're going to do is the veggies. We're going to put those veggies on and let them cook on the grill here as well. I always do the asparagus separately. And these go real quick. Hey Siri, set timer 1 minute.
1 minute, starting now.
Alright, and now what we'll do, she's told us she's cooked. We'll flip these over again. Get some color on the other side. Hey Siri, set timer 2 minutes.
2 minutes, counting down.
Okay, veggies come off. And now we just take these and plonk these on, and these are literally a minute aside.
I've been waiting for this. Now I have answers for all the days that I have missed. Every moment away, all the time that it takes, building it brick by brick. I've been waiting for this.
Moment of truth.
Moment of truth.
Cheers.
Cheers. There is something about smoked steak.
Steak on the grill. Not smoked.
I know it's not smoked. But damn, this is better. This is so much better than doing it in the oven or in a pan or anything like that.
And the fact that we left the seasoning on for a few hours,
It's juicier, it's more tender.
I just also tasted. Excuse me. Perfect. Good job.
Good job.
Awesome.
Thanks, baby.
Thank you.
Thanks for your help.
Let's go eat.
Let's go.
I've been waiting